like after you do 3, 2, 1 or anything? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
My name's Wellcoat and I'm a teacher of art and design in Straven Academy, and I'm also a professional photographer. So as an art and design teacher, I always think it's a really important thing that we're first and foremost artists. So we never lose touch with the process of being artists. So we're always inspired by things that we see, always continuing to do sketchbooks. It's something that is really important, I feel. I also like to keep in touch with other projects or develop other projects, and I've been doing a kind of illustration and photography project in the last year or so, where I may share them on social media and things like that on my professional page. And developing photography and mixed media is something I've been playing with in recent times. My advice to any aspiring photographer would be to, yes, become a technically advanced photographer, but also just do what a photographer does and take photographs. I think it's really important to work out the technical things. You may read stuff, you might look at YouTube videos, you might look at very specific technical aspects that you want to improve upon. I also think it's very important that you look at other photographers. So myself, I looked at other portrait photographers, or I looked at the styles that I found appealing. In my photography, I really enjoy a kind of reportage style. So I feel that that's this sort of thing where you capture in a wedding day, where you capture those kind of hidden moments. And that's what really inspires me. I really love to freeze frame something that otherwise, would be captured in film and would be lost. When I first started taking photographs seriously for weddings, friends were kind enough to invite me along to be the second photographer, and I started that way at the beginning. And certainly in one of those weddings that I photographed in Edinburgh, there was the son of the groom who came out onto the middle of St Giles Square at the cathedral, and he was wearing his kilt and red Converse trainers, and he had a bubble machine. And the photographs that I captured at that point were so unexpected but so incredible for the rest of my career. I've used them as many advertising shots and things since. If I think about famous people I've photographed, I've never been lucky enough to have a situation where I've had a portraiture session with a famous person, but certainly being in America, I've photographed a couple of movie stars when I went along to like a premiere or something like that, and did a couple of paparazzi shots. And two standouts have been Joaquin Phoenix, for instance. He was really difficult to photograph because he wore dark glasses and had a cigarette the whole time, and he was really shifty and moved around. But another actress, Emma Stone, was incredible to photograph and was really cooperative, even though I was like a paparazzi, like a fan, standing photographing, in a crush at the time, with loads of fans round about clambering to get autographs. So that was a great memory. One of my standout memories as an early photographer was about 5 years ago. I went along to the anniversary games at the Olympic Stadium in London and got to photograph Usain Bolt in the 4x100 relay, and it was one of those moments where I thought, I want to witness this, but I also want to photograph it. So I set up my camera at the time. I didn't know many of the settings, but I set it up as the sports setting, and I used my zoom lens, and I thought, I'm just going to hold down the button and take as many photos as I can. So I basically got to photograph from the side Usain Bolt running towards me, which was just an amazing, amazing experience. I certainly didn't take much of it in while I was photographing. It was there and it was happening, but the photographs I got were amazing, and he was just so charismatic and incredible to photograph. One of the main things that inspired me growing up, even to become an artist, was movies and TV. It was something that I considered before I went to art school, was to get involved in the behind the scenes process and all the sort of work that goes into it. Certainly something that I continue to do in school. I do loads of filming and do lots of projects that sort of give me an insight into that. And my wife and I love going to the Hollywood Backlot studios like Paramount and Warner Brothers and things like that. And just seeing how the movies work behind the scenes is just really fascinating to me.
A few times they set up their entire obstacle course out here, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, also really big films like Captain America, the First Avenger.
So I think that would be a career that I may have pursued, although I'm certainly glad working hours working hours as a teacher are much more reasonable. So it's quite difficult at times to fit in photography projects as well as being an art and design teacher, but I feel it really benefits and really complements what I do. So home projects and professional projects allow me to extend my subject matter quite a bit. So in a portraiture shoot, I've got complete control over something creatively. Could you look towards each other just for a wee minute? Kind of mess around a bit. I don't think I would take on photography as a full-time job. Number one, I think I would miss teaching too much. I think it's a perfect balance to teach part-time and do professional assignments part-time also. I think it's good to take each assignment one at a time, and I think if I was doing it full-time I would maybe end up with lots and lots of projects that might overlap. So I feel at the moment it's the best balance of having a project that I can give my undivided attention to. Certainly my inspiration for photography was undoubtedly my own dad, and he's always been an amazing photographer, and certainly from the point of view of family portraits, like he was always photographing us growing up in our family, and I got a real interest into it and started taking photographs with him at a really young age. Now that I'm older, I totally appreciate having that to look back on and looking at those freeze frames of being young and those moments that are captured. So I guess I grew up just always knowing that I had some sort of talent, and I guess art school was the logical place to go for that. So I'm really proud to get into Glasgow School of Art in 1997, and I did my undergraduate degree in ceramics, and certainly that was, like, you know, the most amazing 4 years ever. It was a really terrific experience, and thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it, and really made me who I am today.